Well, hey, good afternoon, or actually, it's still morning. It's 11:35 here in beautiful, wet, dreary Charlotte, North Carolina. This is Matt Galogli with SRP Medical Marketing, and took a day off yesterday. Was actually, quite frankly, very busy yesterday, speaking with prospective clients and talking with a number of practices, and also just finishing up from a day of consulting with one of our clients. And that's what I want to talk to you today about. Is I want to talk to you specifically about the difference between tactics and strategy. Difference, right? Don't look like I'm all poofy there. There we go. So I want to talk to you specifically today about the difference between tactics and having a very clear strategy to grow your practice. Now, let me put this into hopefully something that will make sense to you as a doctor. Is tactics are like giving your patient pills just to mask the problem, okay? If you are starting out your conversation with a prospective provider, be it an agency or somebody who's going to do SEO or whatever, and you're saying to yourself, oh, SEO is what I need, or my friends told me that what I need is I need better Facebook advertising, or I need to be doing social media marketing. You are no different than the patient who walks in your door, meets with you, and hands you something from WebMD and says, I have this. Or you are no different than the patient who walks in your door, who meets with you one-on-one and says, I know what I want you to give me hydrocodone. I know what I want a Z-Pak, okay? As a doctor, it's your job to look at the whole picture, right? You want to get the whole picture because really what you're trained to do, and hopefully what you want to do. I know that there's the difference between what you want to do and what modern medicine is making you do. But let's just go with the whole concept of what you want to do. With all the doctors that I speak with, and I speak to a lot of doctors. I've spoken with 2 already this morning. I had 3 conversations yesterday with every doctor, that medical professional that I speak to wants to do is they want to make their patients better. They want to help their patients feel better, live better. They want to help their patients lose weight. They want their patients to have a better quality of life. And it's rare that I run into the doctor that's a DO, or I know a DO is a doctor, but a doctor or a PA or a nurse practitioner that doesn't want their patients to feel better. And most of you, I find, are incredibly frustrated with the state of affairs with regards to medicine. Well, by the way, that frustration that you experience with having to deal with just prescribing a pill as opposed to confronting the deep-rooted foundational issues, I kind of feel the same way when I have a prospect call me, because immediately the conversation goes something like this. Like, well, what do you do? What are you going to do for me? What kind of lead gen are you going to get me? Well, how come your Facebook strategy is going to be different than anybody else's? And let me tell you, I don't have a Facebook strategy. I do, but I'm lead generation agnostic. And what that means is I don't care how I generate a lead for you. It doesn't matter. That's almost the least of the concern. Because if you're generating new patients from the Goodyear blimp and you're making money, do you really care how you're getting the lead? Do you really care how you're getting the patient? Or if you're getting patients in and you're getting high quality patients in and they're coming from newspaper ads, do you really care? I mean, do you really care how you're getting the patient? Well, that's what I mean by being lead gen agnostic. But really, the point, or not the point, I should say, the goal that you should really have, the focus that you should really have, is what is your strategy? What is not your budget, not your financial plan, not something that you worked on for a couple of hours one day with the office manager. What is your specific strategy? Okay, you gotta, and I talk about this all the time. When we had our client in this week, we spent the better part of the morning talking about strategy. And we spent about an hour to an hour and a half to talking about offers and lead generation, okay? So with your offer or with your strategy, that's gonna include your offer. You have to have an offer that solves solves the problem for the patient, okay? You've got to have an offer that solves their problem, all right? So let me give you an example, All right, I want to talk more about this because the offer is way more important than the tactic. When we owned erectile dysfunction clinics, which, by the way, it's like the greatest business in the world. I've never been involved with a business that was frankly as much fun as that. I mean, what can get more fun than being around erections all day? So we had the ultimate offer, and the ultimate offer was we targeted men who'd been suffering from erectile dysfunction and who had failed with pills, potions, pumps, and porn. Okay. We did best with patients that had tried Levitro, Cialis, Viagra. It didn't work. And they went to GNC. So the pills, the potions, the pumps, and the porn. Okay. They even wound up watching a bunch of porn and, whatever. And it didn't work. It didn't fix their erectile dysfunction. So that by the time they came in, they had a bleeding neck. Now, what do I mean by the bleeding neck? The bleeding neck means that if I have a bleeding neck, if I've got a cut on my neck, I'm going to go to the hospital. I'm going to get that fixed. If I've got a skin on my knee, I'm going to go to my medicine cabinet. I'm going to put a Band-Aid on it, some Neosporin, and put it on and go back to doing what I was doing. But what's the bleeding neck for your patient? Okay? What is the thing that is just driving them crazy at night? Okay? That's the first way that you can get an offer. If you have an offer that's a bleeding neck, that's the ultimate offer. Unfortunately, sometimes you don't have a bleeding neck, and so what you have to do is you have to come at the patient with what we call a right angle. Okay, so here's your patient, and they're going down the road like this, and you come at them from a right angle, a T-bone, if you would, to get their attention, and their attention is going to go whoop. Okay, and this can be accomplished by a lot of different in-office tests that you do. I have an aesthetics clinic that basically what they do is they give away Botox. I mean, they use free Botox as their lead gen thing to get them in, to get patients to do PRP and things like that. And these are all just examples, okay? There's a lot more to it than just saying, here's the free Botox. But in the erectile dysfunction clinics, what we did is we gave them a shot. We gave them a free shot in office. Well, they paid for the office visit, but we gave them an injection in the penis of Trimix to get them an erection in the office. And boy, you want to talk about proof of concept? I mean, the only reason why they didn't buy is they didn't have somebody to have sex with, or they didn't have the money. That was it. That was the only reason why they didn't buy. The greatest business in the world. So you want to create that environment with the offer that is just so compelling. Now that you have an offer, you have a strategy, you have an offer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to determine the tactic that we're going to use, or tactics, the tools that we're going to use in order to get that message out. And you may find that in some practices, social media doesn't work very well, or Facebook advertising doesn't work that well. In erectile dysfunction, we did not have very much success with Facebook advertising. We were able to do pretty well with pay-per-click. I mean, we did very well with TV. It's a message that plays well on TV and radio and print. We did extremely well with it. I have other practices that we don't do well. We don't even put them in TV and radio because it's just not a good fit for them. It just depends on, again, who's your target and what you're going to be going after. So you got to be really clear. Don't ask the question about the tactic, okay? Ask the question, what's the strategy? What's the offer, okay? Strategy, offer. Those two things right there. Strategy, offer, okay? That will then lead to tactic, okay? This last thing, tactic. Then you're going to determine how you're going to get that message out, okay? That's it. That's what I got for today. Have a great weekend. I know a lot of you on spring break, so enjoy your time. A lot of my Texas clients are on spring break, so enjoy the beach or wherever you are. Hopefully the weather warms up, and we will talk to you next week with Monday Morning Motivation. Have a great weekend, and I look forward to talking to you. If you'd like to talk with me, just private message me and put in the message scale, and I'll be more than happy to set up a time to talk with you directly about scaling and growing your business. And have a great day, everybody. See ya.